Welcome to Clone Questions Live, episode 18, with me, Paul, your clone coach. We're live also on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do, at Clone Coach. You'll be able to join the live chat that I host on my Instagram page every Friday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're live on the Clone Coach Instagram. I probably should be going live on my YouTube here shortly, too. If you want to see the live on YouTube, let me know in either chat here. If that's what, I could look into connecting that and get that episode going. Welcome to everybody joining on Instagram. Thank you for your patience. I know I didn't really, I wasn't really too active towards the end of this week, with posting the reminder about the live or, getting out as many reels as I, would like. But, it's for a good reason. I had some travels this weekend. Going to Toledo, Ohio for episode 17 of Clone Questions Live, which was a live workshop, in-person workshop, a 2-hour in-person workshop where it was fantastic. We had a group of about, maybe 15 people or so in person. We were able to do a live in-person workshop in Toledo, Ohio at Toledo Indoor Garden Center. So if anybody's out in the Michigan, Ohio area, please check out Toledo Indoor Garden and tell them Clone Coach sent you. But welcome to everybody. Welcome, cousin Nikolai. Welcome. Thank you for joining the live. Kirsten, Nancy, Toledo was fire. Had a great time. Glad you enjoyed it. To be honest, it was my first in person, and I didn't prepare as much as I probably should have. So, I didn't really have too much of the structure. It was a little bit slow going in the beginning. I was a little bit, nervous and stuff in the beginning, but then we just had an in-person version of Clone Questions Live where the questions came in from, the crowd, and we were just able to interact and dive into some questions that came up. And after the workshop was probably another hour or so of just, side conversations happening, getting some more questions answered as well. But, welcome to everybody. We're going to do a couple things. I want you to help me pick which flower to roll up. If you're going to join me right now, you're going to help me pick a flower to roll up. But if you haven't heard the latest podcast episode that I was on, check it out. It's called the High Class Podcast with Sala. She has a fantastic podcast that she started, and I was lucky enough to be episode 3 or 4 or 5 or something like that, one of the first few episodes. And it was a really good conversation. So if you haven't checked that out, check that out. High Class Podcast Clone Coach episode. It's a really good episode. Let's see here. Another announcement is we're going to get into which flower to pick right now. I got a lot of samples from the Toledo trip, from my Oakland trip. This stuff is fire. Some stuff I've already been picking through. But on clonecoach.com, I'm going to be launching multiple languages. A plethora of multiple languages of about, I think I'm around 12 or 16 different languages right now. So we're going to cover, the 3 versions of, a few versions of Spanish, Chinese, Dutch, Czech, German, Italian, what else? Thai, Polish. Oh man, so many. There's gonna be about 15 or so different languages that I'm gonna add to every single SOP that's on clonecoach.com. So right now we're gonna start with the documents, the PDF documents that are available, and I'm searching for a service to help me out with the video dubbing and or subtitling for the videos as well, to get those in different languages. So let me know if that's something that you are interested in. If you're from a different country, or if you know friends that are, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments if what languages you would want to see the Clone Coach SOPs available in. But it's time to let's see here. It's time to pick a flower. First one up, something to roll up. This is Caps Junkie. It's pretty fire, but When I smoked it initially, it was a little bit harsher. I'm gonna do it justice. A little bit harsher when I smoked it. So that's option number one. We got the last of the Gelinade, which is last of it here because it smoked pretty good. So I went through most of it. Trying to have it focus on. Anybody ever see Chubbs from back in the day on YouTube? See, I'll show this camera over here. Lighting's not that good right here. Gelinade is an option. What else we got here? What else we got? We got Obama Runts. Ooh, white truffle. I got that right here too. I got that right here. This Obama Runts. A little bit smaller nugs. Really dark, really purple. Really, really purple. Let me see if I hit this other light. See if that helps. Well, that helps a little bit, yeah. Obama Runts. Okay. We got, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat where you guys are tuning in from. Always forget to ask. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat here. This one's RS11. Put that in the camera over here too. It's hard to see. But we got some RS11. We got two votes for the truffle. Because those two guys were there in Toledo with me, and they know what's up with that truffle. Where's it at? Where's it at? If you guys are near the Michigan, Ohio area, please check out Toledo Indoor Garden. Let me get a bigger nug here. This thing is like all stuck in one. This is an organically grown, sticky, dude. Sticky. Stickiest, some of the stickiest stuff I've had to deal with. So white truffle, super tricky, super sticky. I'm trying to like not touch the buds because it'll get on everything. But this white truffle, I think, is a winner. I'm gonna knock this one out. Roll this one up. But let me know where you guys are joining in from. Let me put that in a pinned comment. Enter where you're from. And pick a number in chat. Let us know where you're joining in from. It's always good to see, you know? Pin that. All right, so I think the white truffle won. Pretty easy one, right? Let's see here. We got Oakland, Corey, ETH. I was just in Oakland on Wednesday visiting Oak Fruitland. They grabbed both of the SOPs on clonecoach.com, the Best Clones Ever Guide and the Best Mother Plants Ever SOPs, and they also grabbed the on-site coaching option, which is a limited option because it requires me to travel to your facility and spend some time with you. But they picked up that coaching, that on-site coaching, and that was our first visit there. That was my first visit there, and fantastic facility. We're gonna make some improvements and get them the best clones ever. They're gonna implement these changes that I provided for them on this next batch, which started yesterday for them. So I'll be returning in about 2 weeks to see how that batch did and what changes we're gonna be doing from there on out. Let's see here. Where's my papers? So if you guys are interested in Clone Coach paying you a visit, it's best if you have both of the SOPs first, right? Implement that because that's going to be the basis of everything. And if you're just doing that much production or you need some extra help training your staff, getting a new set of eyes on site. Because what I've noticed is when it's been when it's the same team there for a long time, you look at the same room and you don't notice things the same. It becomes, routine, and you don't think about things twice, right? Like, here's a little story. For instance, during my visit up to Oak Fruitland, Let's see, get this thing rolled up here. On my visit to Oak Fruitland, we were in the clone room. And, you know, we're going over procedures and environment and stuff. And, you know, one thing I noticed right away that nobody else, you know, thought twice about was the fact that there was a lot of airflow in that clone room. And it was only clones, so it wasn't a veg room, it wasn't mother room, you know, mother plants as well, or veg plants as well, just domes and trays. But they had two 12-inch Schaefers going in a room that was about, just over 100 square feet. And if you know anything about Schaefer half fans, 12-inch Schaefer half fans, they move a lot of air, They would do great for, you know, a room that's flowering or has mother plants or veg plants or something. But for domes and clones, it's too much direct air. So just even being in that room and realizing that, and realizing like their top domes are always drying out more than their bottom domes because the fans were high and, you know, just going, you know, pushing out a lot of air. So right away, that was, you know, something that I noticed, and, you know, we addressed it immediately. But they don't, you know, when you're there every day, you don't think about those little things too often. So having someone on site is able to help you bridge that gap and those, you know, address those little nuances that come up. Let's see, we got a Costa Rica. What's popping in Costa Rica? Costa Rica. Hype Mike 500. We got the High Desert, Lake Erie. Liverpool Reject says, moving to run a facility in Michigan next month. Congratulations, man. You're in Los Angeles now. SMG 2550, that white truffle is smoking. And if you want to join the live, just shoot me a request to join the live. All the people that have joined and asked their questions or just want to be part of the conversation and have joined the live, it's always been a good time. So if you're not too shy and you're ready to hop on the Clone Coach live, shoot me a request. I'll accept it. We'll have a quick chat and go from there. I already know I'm going to get like resin tooth or resin lips or something with this thing. Who else out there? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat here too. Who else out there ever gets resin lip or resin tooth from a joint when it's just smoking hard and it just leaves a thick coat of resin on your damn tooth? Who else out there deals with that? Let's see. We got Travis Allen in Michigan. Show Me the Dank is looks like Missouri. Aaron Collins in Columbus, Ohio. Toledo Indoor Garden. Toledo in the house. Represent Toledo in the Garden. If you guys haven't seen that episode of Clone Questions Live, which was last week's special edition episode, check it out on my YouTube. I have the full episode up there on the Clone Coach YouTube channel. Toledo, Ohio. Man, good people out there. Thank you for the hospitality you guys showed. Oh, man. This white truffle hits. This white truffle hits. Let me catch up on the chat here. Toledo Indoor Garden. I lit up that white truffle. Let me catch up on the chat. Corey ETH says, Oak Fruitland is super fire. Got to check out the fig farms next week. Favorite flower from the East Bay. Nice. Liverpool Reject says, I'm very interested in your SOPs. What questions do you have? What's keeping you on the fence from joining the team? If you're hesitant or you want to take a baby step, an introductory step, then I would suggest you grab the quick guide, the 14-day quick guide on clonecoach.com. That's an extract, a single-page extract of the 14-day rooting process from the complete SOP, just to get you your foot in the door. And if you do get the 14-day quick guide for $59, you'll get a discount code worth $59 to apply to the full-length version of the SOPs, which include 12 or 15 pages of a PDF document, about a 12 or 15-minute training video, and a coaching call with me. So if you want that full package, that is available on clonecoach.com. If you're want to take a baby step, get the 14-day quick guide and get a discount code when you want to upgrade to the full version. Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, everybody. Let's see here. Yeah, Toledo was a blast. It was just a little tough with the time difference and like it just being a weekend, you know, flying in and, you know, the time difference. And so like it was tough to like get reset. But it was all gravy, man. It was a blast. Toffee tooth. I like that. If it happens to me without me noticing, please somebody let me know. What's going on, Can of Cribs? How are you? Thank you for joining. You were letting me know you were trying to make it. Thank you for making it. SMG 2550. This is your white truffle. This is your white truffle. It's some of the stickiest stuff I've had to deal with, man. I dare not touch that flour with my bare fingers without any alcohol wipes near me. I dare not do it ever again. Let's see here. Got a question from Corey ETH. Says, will there ever be a Clone Coach HLV prevention SOP? Do you guys want one? I mean, there can be, and absolutely an HLV prevention SOP. Prevention, you know, what to do if you're dealing with it in person, how to spot it when it's early and late, what to, you know, the testing available for it. I think it's a good idea. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in both chats. Is a Hoplite Viroid SOP something you guys would want from Clone Coach? If so, we'll make it work. We'll make it happen. Like I said, I'm putting more focus on you know, ensuring the SOPs are at their peak. You know, for your experience and your results. Hence the expansion into other languages. We got about 15 languages coming up. And when I say coming up, probably by this Monday. I'm really trying to cram this out, but it's going to be a busy weekend, so I don't know. Don't want to overpromise, underdeliver, but I'm working on it. We're getting all the Clone Coach SOPs done today. The quick guides turned around today. And the only thing left would be the Mother Plants SOP to get translated and all of it to be uploaded and configured onto my website. And it's all me. It's all me, guys. Let's see here. ZG Exotics 11 says, what feed would you suggest for cloning in rockwool? It's real easy. When it comes to the feed, my suggestion, my opinion, my recommendation is going to be feed the same thing your mother plants are being fed. 9 times out of 10, unless you have multiple recipes in your veg for different stages, I don't think you should. I think it should be one standard veg recipe for all stages of vegetative growth. That's my opinion. But if you do have multiple, find the best one that's giving you the best results and feed your rockwool clones the same thing. That's the thing with rockwool. You may just have to lower your pH to about a 5.5, 5.6 to help to buffer that media and stuff. So now you're playing it with pH a little bit, and we all know pH could get troublesome sometimes. See here, Shannon Reap says, do you have information with non-soil based clones? I do. I have a little bit of information. I did a aeroponic kind of a quick guide. It's on my Instagram page. So if you're on the Instagram page, you'll have the profile pictures first, right? Scroll that. You'll have your reels. Scroll again to the left, and then you'll have the guides section. And under that guide section is where you'll find that free kind of mini guide for the aeroponic cloners. But that's something that I got to get a version 2.0 of and get something more defined and more detailed for everyone, because it does come up. It's just not my forte, so I haven't, really pushed it as much, right? But we could definitely polish that up for everyone, because I get requests for information on aeroponic stuff quite a bit, if you want one of my first experiences with aeroponics, go to my YouTube channel, go to Clone Coach on YouTube, scroll to some of the older videos, and you'll see a Turbo Cloner 144 site walkthrough or something like that, which is an old video I posted when I was testing out the Turbo Cloner 144 site. So it's not something I stuck with, but I recorded kind of my trials with it, and so you'll be able to get a taste of Clone Coach from years ago, still learning a thing or two. That's on the YouTube channel, Clone Coach on YouTube. ZG Exotic says, RO water or not? No, not just, if you're combining it with your other question, no, not just plain RO water, just the same thing your other plants are being fed. But especially RO water by itself, no thank you. Let's see here. We got Rockstar 707 from Mendocino. Advanced cultivators in Massachusetts. Nice. How's the taste? The taste is good. How's that white truffle hit? It's hitting. It's hitting. Out of the samples, a lot of good flour, guys. I mean, a lot of good flour. I haven't gone through all of it, but the stuff I got from Better Meds, the ladies out in Better Meds, I already finished all that because it burns so, it stayed white, nice and smooth, great flavor, all that good stuff. So I burned through that pretty quickly. So now I'm just making my way through all the rest of it. Feeling blessed in that sense there. Grower's House, yep, that white truffle slaps. Yep, Grower's House, yes it does. Toledo, yes it does. But, guys, I think what I've been kind of brainstorming is we got to get, I feel like we're getting close to wrapping up Clone Coach version 1.0 with the information, with the, the SOPs, with the level that we're bringing everybody to, this new standard. I feel like we're achieving that as like the base, right? So I'm brainstorming, and I would love your input and help because it's more about you. What version 2.0 of the Clone Coach, set of information will look like. It could be that hop latent viroid SOP that someone mentioned earlier, an IPM calendar for general IPM, maybe specific for powdery mildew, specific for spider mites, specific for aphids, protocols like what the next month or two looks like, and a general plan of attack. So like an IPM calendar, something like that. So I'm trying to figure out what version 2.0 looks like as far as providing value to your nurseries. So if you guys have any input, please share it because it comes more from you guys. T-Town Flowers, what's going on? We got Tampa Bay in the house for Mr. Boofman. Canna Cribs in Tampa Bay too. Look at that. Mr. Boofman and Canna Cribs out in Tampa Bay. We got Whittier, California. That's not too far. We got Trap Jesus. Everybody know Trap Jesus? I love, man, Trap Jesus, Trap Jesus. I love the realness of it's like the real world version of being in the trap because you're on the stories all day, in it, and it's so real, and it's so when you've seen that side of a house or a place, it always kind of stays with you. So like for me, it's like super entertaining to just watch. The day-to-day going through the trap and being in it and stuff. So shout out to you, Trap Jesus. Shout out. He said we may be related, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll let you know. We're not really related, but we both just got some big heads apparently. Shout out to Oak Fruitland who just joined the live as well with this Fortune cookies. I already finished the first one. I got a couple of these. I already finished the first one because it was super good. Smoking. I pull out a nug of that right now, actually. Because shout out to Oak Fruitland. If you haven't tasted their flower, go grab some. Let's see here. And there's a fortune inside the eighth. Let's see what it says. A couple who smokes together stays together. I like it. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Put it to this camera over here. You don't got the best lighting on this camera. Sorry, YouTube. But, it's smoking. That's some fire, too. Fire, fire, fire. We got the Green Gnome in the Carolinas. Who wants to join the live? To shoot a request to join the live. Let's chat it up real quick. And if you're down, I'm sure I got some free stuff to give away. You know, I could give you a free quick guide, or you know, maybe send you a hat or a t-shirt or something. I got a little bit left. I got to get more merch going. Grower's House, of course, based out in Tucson, Arizona. We got Maine in the house as well. Yep. So CG Exotics, let's chat it out. ZG, you know, if you've been participating a little bit, if you join, request to shoot me a request to join the live, it'd be really fun. What do you think? Let's see. What do you got to say here? You say, feeding Proline veg to my mothers, but since I switched to RO, I've noticed purple stems, which I feel are affecting my clones. What are your thoughts? Yeah. What was your water before you used RO? Because RO has nothing. And usually you gotta, you know, the water source needs to have some sort of mineral content, whether it's, you know, 0.3 EC to 0.6 EC worth of some sort of mineral content, whether you're adding CalMag right away to your RO water, or you're, you know, doing like a two-stage filtration, or you're using like a mixture of RO and tap water or something. So you do have some mineral content because it keeps the water more stable. Let's see here. All right. ZG requesting to join. Let's see here. We're going to talk RO water on the mother plants and the clones. Switch to RO water. CG Exotics, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Dude, loving it. Thank you for joining.
Absolutely, man. Out in Michigan, up in the northern side.
Ooh, chilly up there, man.
A little bit. It's starting to warm up now, so it ain't too bad. But yeah, up here in Bay City is definitely a bit colder.
So do you have good water quality there?
Unfortunately, I don't. I'm on
Okay.
well water, and it's high in manganese, it's high in iron, it's high in well, not too high in arsenic, but the arsenic level is a tad bit higher. So I wanted to switch to RO water, and ever since I switched, if you're familiar with the Athena Pro line, it's got, you know, the grow, the core, cleanse, and balance if needed. And that's what I was running. And yeah, I started noticing purple stems and stuff, and my cloning success ratio went down significantly, which, you know, ultimately is a huge downfall.
Right.
And I was just looking for answers, and I hopped on your live, and we're here now.
So the water source you're using before, do you know the like total content of minerals in there, like the EC value of it?
With the system that's currently in place, the RO system, or before?
Before the switch.
Before, I think it was at like 0.4 to 0.5 EC.
So basically,
I'm sure I was getting a lot of, you know, good minerals, but at the same time,
other things you can't control.
Yeah, exactly. Some things that I couldn't control that I wanted out, you know, ultimately ended up, you know, shooting myself in the foot with the mother starting to purple out.
So what we basically got to do, it's fairly easy. We got to replace that 0.4 to 0.5 EC worth of minerals right away to that RO water. That's got to be step one. If we do that, then the remaining, you know, feed regimen should really have, there should really be no effect. That should be at, whatever you're expecting, whatever finished EC you have with the rest of the food should be, the results that you're expecting. But we basically got to replace that zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.5 EC. And 9 times out of 10, the first thing to add is, whatever calcium, magnesium supplement of your choice that's complete. Bring it up to that level, and then add the rest of your nudes, make sure you're at the right pH and let it rip.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you took it away for the right reason because of the concern of the other elements in there, but we got to replace that so that you could get the same results you were getting before. So
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Now, would you recommend hydroponic cloning or trays?
Well, what's the next stages of life look like? Are you going into like a 1 gallon cocoa? Are you flowering a 5 gallon, soil, fabric pots, a hydro system?
Doing a 5 gallon cocoa, 70-30.
And the stages before the 5 gallon, what are you in a 2 or 3 and then a cube or?
I'll usually go from solo straight to 5 gallons. So I'll put them in solos first.
Mm-hmm.
Let them, get the roots going and bound up and, nice and healthy. And then I'll go straight from a solo cup right into a 5 gallon and flip the flower. My veg time's roughly about 3 weeks, 4 weeks max.
Mm-hmm.
But usually about 3 weeks.
Yeah, man. Well,
anywhere 4 to 6 plants of light, so smaller plants.
I would recommend just sticking with a cocoa peat based plug, because with that instance you could keep everything the same with your veg, so you don't have to worry about pH buffering with like a rock wool media, switching from cocoa to rock wool and back to cocoa. You could just give the exact same food, same pH that it's going to live in cocoa in its future life. It transplants well, it blends well. Like there really is. It keeps that uniformity, in it, and it just makes your life a little bit easier when you're mixing nudes and mixing tanks and setting up batches for your cloning session and stuff. It just makes life just that much easier, keeping it the same.
Absolutely, yeah. Cloning is a big part. I mean, we're cycling anywhere from, between the places we have 400 to 500 clones. So a downfall like this was, definitely a hit. Having to go out and buy clones and take the risk of, bringing, pests, HLV, like you were speaking about earlier.
Yeah.
Definitely a bit of a downfall, but yeah, that definitely helps a lot.
No, for sure, man. If I feel like we could bridge that gap, and for hopping in here and helping out, please shoot me a DM, and I'm gonna get you a free copy of the quick guide. So quick 14-day guide, you could do that right away. That should bridge a lot of the gaps as far as the successful rooting in the right time and stuff. And then we just touched on your nutrient issue, so that should cover a big gap too. And we could go from there, get that last little step.
Perfect. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you joined, and we're gonna put that quick guide to use, get you some results, keep me in the loop, and we'll keep moving forward.
Well, dude, thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a great night. Thank you.
You too, buddy. We'll talk.
All right. What do you guys think? That was fun. That was fantastic. Let's see. We got another question here. Zia Boy 87 says, "Can I go from AeroCloner to soil?" The answer, you can. You can go from an AeroCloner, which is just a bare stem and bare roots, into soil. But since you don't have that base of a rooting plug, you're not going to have the stability that helps you out during transplant. You're going to have a bare root, bare stem, very fragile, cutting. So when you put that into loose media, you're going to try to compact around it, but you're going to be really sensitive about the root zone because it's so exposed. There's nothing there as a buffering media or even something to keep it upright very much. So it's a pain, I think. And I would only recommend you starting out with aeroponic cloning if you're going into an aeroponic or DWC type of setup in the veg and flower. If not, stick with a plug and make your life a little bit easier. Let's see here. Canna Cribs. Yep, check out Canna Cribs for this episode of Oak Fruitland. Toledo Indoor Garden says, what's your favorite strain? Like, ever in general? That's a hard one. You got some old school favorites, man. Stuff that you don't see around much, anymore. Like 707 Headband, Super Silver Haze, Trainwreck, Master and Bubba Kush. Some GDP, some God's Gift, some like old school medical strains, man. Those are like ones I really, really miss. But nowadays and over the stuff that I got recently, Gelinade was fire. I almost finished all of that while I was in Toledo. So that Gelinade was fire. And the Better Meds flour was really smooth, really clean burning. It was a fantastic smoke. Let's see here. Zia Boy 87 back referring to the question about the air cloner going to loose media or soil says, so would you recommend I plant it a little deeper? Oops. Yeah, I mean basically you're gonna have to so that you get the stability, right? So you get the stem to stay upright. You have to plant that deeper. If you had a plug, a cloning plug, you wouldn't have that problem. Be easy transplant. Yeah, Toledo Indoor Garden. Yeah, RO is more consistent, but comes with its own problems. Yeah, not everybody has a water source that they could depend on. So RO is a starting point, but it's just you have to. It's very unstable, so you have to address the stability of the RO, and get some mineral content in there as soon as possible. So. At Advanced Cultivators, Massachusetts, thoughts on re-veg? Re-veg is you do it in a situation where you got to save something that you can't save in another, way, really. So it just takes patience. You have to put that plant back into a vegetative state. So that means, vegetative lighting, vegetative food, flush it out, reintroduce, high nitrogen type of vegetative food, and be very, very patient. Just keep that thing in veg, hard in veg, and be patient. Zia Boy from New Mexico. Nice. Let's see here. We got Toledo in the house. Go Oak Fruitland. Yep. Motaponics 420 says, how often can you spray Xerotol while clones are in domes? Great question. Daily. Up to daily. Because as soon as your Xerotol 2.0 spray dries up and is, done, it's not effective anymore. There's nothing happening after that. So once it's dry, in theory, it's open or ready for another spray. So generally that's once a day. Or every other day is just fine. But daily sprays with Xerotol, probably at the lighter dose or just, make sure your canopy's okay. And yeah, it keeps everything at bay, keeps everything clean. Jacques, thank you. Yeah, go Oak Fruitland. Thank you. Let's see, we got Michigan and Bauhaus and Michigan in the house, Bauhaus, Michigan. From one at that bag. Alan up north, what's going on? Upstate New York. I got your package, man. I got to hit the post office, but it's Friday evening, so it's not happening until next week, but I got you. Zia Boy says, I've never used plugs. Is there a preferred brand you use? Head to your local hydro store or go online and shop online. Maybe check out Toledo Indoor Garden and, shop online. Anything that's like a cocoa peat based media, it will suffice. I don't know how many clones you're doing, but you could get a small bag of 50 or a tray of pre-filled 50, and that be enough for you. So, but any kind of cocoa peat based media. If you have any questions, just ask your rep at the hydro store. I'm sure they'll be able to point you in the right direction. Let's see here. But who out there, on the earlier part of this episode, we touched on multiple languages of the SOP going to be available soon. Up to like 15 different languages for the PDFs of all the documents that are available on clonecoach.com. So what do you guys think about that in the chat here? Let me know. And what other languages, would be interesting. I mean, I'm putting it out in Chinese, Thai, all kinds of stuff, man. It's going to be basically every country that has some sort of medical program, they have a different language. Well, got to put it in that language. What do you guys think about, everybody in the chat, please, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think about liquid rooting hormone? What do you guys think about liquid rooting hormone? Mount Baker Gardens in the house. We got Bellingham, Washington. What do you think about liquid rooting hormone? I'm doing more research, right? And, the Clone Coach gel is a trial, and there's samples out right now. We're going to see how everything is going. But I'm still doing research on what's the best option to provide to everybody. Can of Cribs, for sure, Thai. It's popping over there. Yep. I got that one in the works. I got Thai in the works. Now, I just need, it's a whole strategy, right? Because, I got to get the short form videos out in those other languages too, to kind of, be the little tidbits of sound bites that they, get to know Clone Coach with. So that's another tricky part. Multiponics, tell me more about it. What ratio do you use? And here's a question. If you use dip and grow, that the concentration line at the very bottom, if you're free pouring into the little shot glass or the container, how accurate do you think that is? Because I think it's a 5 ml line. But do you guys measure out 5 mils of concentrate and put it in, or are you guys free pouring and kind of seeing if like the water touches the edge and you think it's enough? Basically, either under or over pouring the dip and grow. Grow Michigan says, I prefer gel only because I find it to be less of a mess. Well, there's some truth to that, but you ever get that purple gel staining everything when it tips over? For me, that purple gel would always stain all my cutting mats, my tables, rags, things like that. Mount Baker Gardens, we've never used liquid. We've only used gel. What kind of what gels have you used, and what do you like about them? Never used liquid from ZG Exotics. Athena Cuts, I've noticed, is very consistent for me. Nice. 209 Jugs says, is it good to use gel rooting and powder at the same time? Whoa. That's a good question, though. I don't think it is. It's not. All right. Let's touch on IBA, which is indole-3-butyric acid, and basically rooting hormones and their concentration levels when it comes to cannabis and your nursery stock, whether it's a gel form, a powder form, or a liquid form. Obviously, they have a little bit different application abilities there, but look, it depends on the concentration needed to properly root your cutting. Depends on the, I don't know how you would say that, the dexterity, the texture of your cutting. Like, do you have a very new growth softwood cutting material, or is it an older, hardier, semi-hardwood, or even hardwood, real rigid type of stem that you are trying to propagate and generate roots from? The softer the material, the less concentration you need to permeate the skin and apply that rooting hormone to get the results that you need. The thicker the skin, the thicker the cells, the more semi-hardwood, the plant material, that's where you're going to need or benefit from higher concentrations of the active rooting hormone or combination of hormones. So the woodier the plant, the more concentration you're going to need of your rooting hormone. The newer tissue, the softer tissue, the less concentration you're going to need of a rooting hormone. That's the basic gist. So, right around the middle is about a 0.03% active ingredient. That's around the average medium for like, general softwood type of rooting hormone. But that's like the bigger play in it all. So if you're using gel and powder, it might be too much. If it's some real like fresh growth, it might be too much. I think I want to do some more experiments to see what the real detrimental effects are when it's too much, but you might have some issues. Mom Baker Gardens, we're using Athena cuts now as well. Nice. How do you like them? Hormex, yeah, you like them. That's why you don't use purple gels, Torqued Farms. Yeah, stuff stains everything. Torqued Farms says, love cuts the most, works well. Zia Boy says, I'm using a measuring syringe. See, Kirsten Nancy says, have you ever seen roots just stop pushing? Yeah. Basically, that's like when they don't ever make it past the striking stage. Is that kind of what you're referring to? Where on the stem you have a little bit of callus and you'll get some roots to strike, those initial like nubs of roots, but they don't search and develop a root system from there. So that's kind of them stopping, and usually because it's abundance of moisture and a lack of temperature or warmth, not allowing a dry back in the medium, or not allowing those roots that have struck to search for moisture that is slowly drying back in that cube. So if that's what you're referring to, I have seen that, and it's usually, like I said, too much moisture, not enough temperature, stifling. Just stop pushing, unless I'm reading that wrong or have the wrong interpretation of that when you're saying just stop pushing. Better Meds with the Fire Flower. We use Elite 91 Roots. It was a liquid. It worked okay, but we prefer Clonex. Yeah, Elite 91 Roots, looking at the label, there's no active rooting hormone in it. I think it's like a phosphorus-based type of product, which does induce some rooting, but it's not a rooting hormone. A rooting hormone, that's all it does, and you will get roots from it. So that's why I'm a little just, I wouldn't even put it in the same kind of category, even though they kind of poise the product as such, right? But Clonex is tried and true. I just feel like there's room for a little disruption, right? Just a little bit, just a little bit. So, and I think with a solid community like everybody here, everybody supporting Clone Coach, everybody that's learned and gained some value from me, going on this journey of sharing tips, that we able to, all benefit from it. Let's see here. Better Meds Quality Cannabis says, do you use microbes with your clones? Yes, I love microbes. I love soaking my cloning media with microbes, and I love root drenching all of my vegetative plants and even flowering plants microbes in root drenches. I love it. I love a really active, alive root zone that's just, in harmony, right? It's meant to be alive, unless you're really a hydroponic setup, then, you're growing hydroponically. But if you're in a cocoa, type of medium, I prefer a really charged up, alive root zone. So, hell yeah, I use microbes. Purple Mountain Wellness says, if you can touch on safety with the rooting gel, a buddy told me Clonex is on the EPA carb list. I don't know what the EPA carb list is. Maybe you could elaborate, but SMG chimed in right here, says, Indo-9 is definitely carcinogenic. Our rooting hormones that our chemical makeup are always wear gloves. Yeah, I mean, generally you always want to wear gloves. Definitely want to wear gloves, but I don't know what the carb list is. It is an EPA registered product. But it's funny because even that is a kind of an argument that's been had once or twice, because at some point before it got listed with the EPA at like the lowest level of like plant PGR, plant growth regulators is what they categorize the rooting hormone as. It was like in debate because like it barely even met the standards, and rooting hormones are naturally occurring in plants already, so it's it's already naturally occurring. So that was like part of the debate on whether it even classified as such to be governed by the EPA. But it is unfortunately. But I think that's something that should be lobbied and taken off the list if it's found to not really have the necessity to be there. Kirsten Nancy says, "How about moms with no pith?" What do you mean there? Elaborate on that. We got Mexico, Baja California from Chef Canna 2020. Chef Canna, I'm going to have a Spanish version of the Clone Coach SOPs and the Best Mother Plants Ever SOPs and the 14-day quick guide SOPs in Spanish available real soon. As soon as like this weekend, maybe by Monday. Let's see here. Fish Diver says, "How long on flower do you use microbes?" Generally, it's every 10 to 14 days. And, I don't know the real reason why you would want to cut it out at some point. I think it's just more beneficial for the plant to really be uptaking everything. So, even when you start taking away the NPK value, if you still have microbes going, those microbes could still help uptake whatever's left in that medium, help balance things out. So I don't know if you ever really take them away, if you're asking me. Torque Farm says, ain't causing any more cancer than government food. LOL. Oh, Kirsten Nancy says, very hollow tops, not even just tops. The whole plant is hollow. It's not good. I mean, you're not going to get the best results when dealing with hollow stems. There's just so much. It's literally an open hole, susceptible to anything. So it's not generally what we want. But usually that comes from like seedlings and stuff. So, and it's usually the apical growth. So usually if that's getting topped early on in its life, I find that it's fairly rare to happen like in all of the tops or all of the new growth coming off of nodes, like undisturbed node growth. It's rare that I see that throughout the entire thing. It's usually like a main branch or something, or from a seed or something. Is that accurate in your point there, in your opinion? Well, we're getting close to the end, and I forgot to do the giveaway from a number to 1 to 420. So we're going to do it now. All right, so whoever is in this chat, in the live right now, here's your chance to win a free copy of the Best Mother Plants Ever SOP from clonecoach.com. Enter a number in the chat right now between 1 and 420. We'll do a random number generator, and we're going to pick a winner. We got like 5 minutes. It's like 6:25 right now. So everybody that's in the chat right now is about 20 people right now. We'll get everybody in right now. Get your guesses in. A number between 1 and 420. At 6:30 in 5 minutes, we're cutting it off. Probably in the next like 2 or 3 minutes. We'll cut it off. There's a little delay. We'll cut off the guesses. But everybody in the chat right now, get your guess in the chat. A number between 1 and 420 for your chance to win a free copy of the Best Mother Plants Ever SOP from clonecoach.com. I see everybody's guesses coming in. Torqued Farms was the first guess, followed by Aaron Collins. So we're going to start there and work our way down. Let's see here. Everybody get your guesses in. If you're in the chat right now, enter your guess, a number between 1 and 420. Number between 1 and 420 for your chance to win this week's giveaway on Clone Questions Live. Get your guesses in, get your guesses in, get your guesses in. Number between 1 and 420 for your chance to win a free copy of the Best Mother Plants Ever SOP from Clone Questions Live, episode 18. We're 18 weeks into this. I think that's fantastic. Kirsten Nancy, but so hard to get cuts when trying to get 1,000 cuts. Enter your guess to try to win this Best Mother Plants SOP, because with the Best Mother Plants SOP, you will be able to maximize your clones per square foot for production mother plants to range between, it depends on the strain and your growth and stuff, but anywhere from 12 to 18 clones per square foot, call it 15 clones per square foot every 14 days. So 25 to 30 clones per square foot per month is what you get. So basically on a 4x8 tray, you should be able to shoot for 4 to 500 clones per clones per tray. So on one 4x8 tray, you should be able to get 1,000 clones in a month. So that's what you could achieve with the Best Mother Plants Ever SOP. Get your guesses in now. Better Meds Quality Cannabis says, thank you for all that you do, Paul. We appreciate you, all your help, brother. Thank you for the quality flower. I burned through all of that super quick. I'm like seeing if I still have any left in a little bag somewhere, but I don't. I burned through it all. Smoked. Fantastic. Get your guesses in now. Get your guesses in now for the giveaway. Guys, put your number in 1 to 420 for your chance to win. 150 per 4x8. Nah. You should be able to get 350 to 550 per 4x8, depending how old the moms are in production and like your lighting and stuff. But you should be able to get that every 2 weeks for sure. Get your guesses in right now for your chance to win a free copy of the Best Mother Plants Ever SOP, a number between 1 and 420 in the chat. We're going to do a random number generator and give away a free copy of the Best Mother Plants SOP. Enter your guesses now in the chat. We're going to end it at 6:30. 2 minutes. 2 minutes from now. All the guesses will be in. Whoever gets closest to the random number without going over is going to win. Free copy of the Best Mother Plants SOP. See here, P. Bob says, hi, Clone Coach from Cali, working in OKC. Nice, nice, nice. So everybody got their guesses in, I assume. We're down to like a minute. Get your guesses in. If you're in the live chat right now, enter your guess, a number between 1 and 420 for your chance to win a free copy of the Best Mother Plants SOP from clonecoach.com. Enter your guess in the chat right now, because in the next minute or less, cutting it off, and we're going to go through this. There's not so many guesses this time because I forgot to put it in the beginning, so my bad there. But we're still going to give something away. We're still going to give away. We do this every week. Every week we give away a free copy, random number generator, of the SOPs, the Best Mother Plants Ever. So, a number between 1 and 420. Enter your guesses. Mr. Sharkbite with the smoking shark. All right, guys. Here's the last guess. At 6:30. That's it. No more guesses. No more guesses. I know there's a little lag there, but no more guesses. No more guesses. We're gonna do the random number. There's not that many entries, so I'm not gonna get a headache this time scrolling through the entire chat to try to find our winner here. But whoever gets closest to the random number without going over, even if there's multiple winners, you'll get a free copy of the Best Mother Plants Ever SOP from clonecoach.com. So we're going to do this right now. If you're just entering, you missed it, But we do this every week, so don't forget to join next week for your chance to enter and win a free copy of the Best Mother Plants Ever SOP. So let's go. Random number. Show the camera just so you know what's happening. I don't know. Generate 267. 267. Let's check the chat. Who got closest without going over? 267. Who got closest without going over? We got 400, 420, 410, 216, 230. 230 is right now the closest of 267 without going over. 312, nope. 228, 137, 176, 214, 220, 87, 347, 212, 369, 33, 112. Nope. This one's easy today. This one's easy. P-Bob with your guess of 230. You won this week's free giveaway of the Best Mother Plants Ever SOP with the random number being 267 and your guess being 230. So let me get your handle here. P-Bob winner. I'm gonna shoot you a DM with the discount code for your free copy of the Best Mother Plants Ever SOP. Welcome to the team. Let's maximize your clones per square foot on your mother plants, and then pair that with the Best Clones Ever SOP. You'll be making the best clones ever, time and time again, batch after batch after batch. So congratulations to P-Bob for winning this week's giveaway of the Best Mother Plants Ever SOP from me, Clone Coach, and this has been another episode of Clone Questions Live. We're on episode 18. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for playing. Thank you for joining. Thank you for participating. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're ready to make the best clones ever, just go to clonecoach.com. Catch you next time. Congratulations, P-Bob. I'm going to text you. I'm going to shoot you a DM with your winning code. Have a good night, guys.